Hey, hello and welcome. My name is Julio Lopez, and this is a presentation about the early stages of my DMS project about shipping orders and the class of software development 1. And today's date is May 25th, 2025. Okay, this part is about the object definition. We're gonna define the attributes, and it's gonna have the following: the order ID, which is gonna be the key for that particular table, is gonna be the unique identifier. The customer name, which is gonna be input as a first name, last name. The shipper name, which is gonna be in charge of delivering the product. The weight in pound, which is type double, so because it's gonna be numbers being inputted. The distance in miles, so in miles we're gonna have also a limit, so you don't go over that. Also as well, for the weight in pounds, it's gonna have a limit. I think it's gonna be like 10 pounds because it's gonna be for small packages. The shipping cost is gonna be type double. It's gonna be calculated after you input all the data into the system. Functional requirements. Okay, and the DMS is gonna support the following operations. When the user is gonna create a new order, is gonna be able to input a order or the shipping orders by two ways: either manually inputted the data, or you can use a file that can upload it to either a TXT or a CSV. Also, it's gonna have a read option where the user can view the tables and all existing shipping orders. Also, the user is gonna be able to update any data or any attribute on an existing order. Also, the user is gonna be able to delete any existing shipping order by entering the key or the ID number. Also, a custom action is gonna be calculated using the weight and distance utilizing a tier pricing model implemented in Java. Each function is accessible through both CLI, which is gonna be implemented in the phase 1, and GUI, which is gonna be implemented in a later phase. Okay, now for non-functional requirements. To support future scalability and reliability, the application is designed to meet the following non-functional requirements. The first one is going to be platform independent. So the application is going to be built to work across multiple platforms such as Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Scalability is going to be designed to support growth and single user to multi-user deployment. Also for security. Implements input validation to prevent crashes and improper access. Also, it's going to be built for performance. Optimized to return shipping cost calculation within 2 seconds. It's going to be really fast. Maintainability. So it's going to be clean. Modular code is going to be proper written, especially when it's going to be stakeholders probably going through this code. They want to understand what is the code about. Now let's go to my favorite part, which is the data storage. This is a phase that you either love it or hate it. I love it though. Okay, the phase 1 is gonna be logic and validation. The data is gonna be stored in memory or on the local machine using Java classes. The users are gonna interact via CLI with type input. This is gonna include also for input validation and error handling. Okay, on phase 2, which is gonna be the unit testing. This is gonna be in memory logic, which is gonna be tested via JUnit framework. Sample data is gonna be entered through either manually or loaded from a TXT file. At this point, there's no yet a GUI or a database in place. Now the fun part, phase 3, GUI. The GUI is gonna replace the CLI. For data entry and display. Data is gonna be still stored in memory though. The users can upload files and use buttons for all CRUD operations. Phase 4 and my favorite part, database integration. Here we're gonna connect the application to popular database that are gonna integrate. I'm gonna show the ER diagram later on. And here we're gonna also utilize and perform all CRUD operations. We're gonna replace the memory storage with persistent data handling using MySQL or SQL queries, or using the interactions and data entry occurred through the GUI. User also can upload or manually enter data into the database. Input validation ensures no invalid entries. The system never crashes. Technically, it's the same as the CLI operations. Also, all outputs are displayed in the GUI interface. Okay, this is an example of the UI design. It's gonna have on the main panel display when you first open the GUI. And it's gonna have the buttons on the bottom of the window where you're gonna be able to interact with the table or the database. It's gonna have a create and update actions on it. Also for validation usability, I'm trying to do it like every time you try to add new data into the database, it pops a new window and it takes you like step by step or question by question to fill up the data. I think this is simple and it makes the user to understand and feel more connected with where they are in the process. And when it's done, you're gonna be able to go back, and I'm trying probably to change the button green for read, probably to refresh, because when you enter, you wanna like to see if your data's in there. One way to make sure is to add an option to refresh to make sure the data is there, and it works both ways when you delete and also when you update or create a new input. Alright, for user stories, we're gonna have the following case scenarios when it happens. For example, when a staff member wants to add an order, I want to enter a new shipping order so I can track the delivery. So if I am a manager and I want to delete an order, I want to remove outdated records to maintain an accurate database. Also, if I'm the shipper, I want to update the order to adjust shipping details when package changes, right? Also, for a custom action, as a customer, I want to see the shipping cost based on weight and distance before confirming the order. It makes sense, right? Okay, for the Unified Modeling Language class diagram, we have all the parameters defined and what type of data is gonna be inputted. So we have the actors as customers and the shipper. Also for use cases, we had a shipping order, view orders, update order, delete order, and calculate cost. Okay, I created also an entity relationship diagram. So we have the three tables defined and also the data types with the foreign keys and primary keys on it. As you can tell, we have shipping order table, shipper table, and also the customer table. Okay, thank you if you're still watching my video. That means you watched the whole presentation all the way to the end. Also, I would appreciate it if you like this video, and also if you can visit me to my website to lopezbio.com. I have cool stuff over there, blogs, and also if you want to send me an email or reach me out to my other social media, is all listed there. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.